Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico from the Creativity Cave, and today we're going to do a little messy stamping, and I'm going to show you a really cool technique featuring shaving cream, re-inkers, and stencils. So let me show you how this goes. First of all, be prepared. It's not tidy. You will also need a credit card. I'm just going to take this one I got from Stampin' Up! On my Maui Elite trip. Don't worry, I've used it all. All right, so first off, I want to protect my work surface with just some scrap paper. Then I'm going to take a paper plate. Works really well. I actually don't have one handy, so I just am going to use a piece of vellum just because it's coated paper. A piece of plastic might work nicely as well, but this is what I happen to have handy, so I'm going for it. So you're going to take your shaving cream and squirt it out like so. And you just, from what I can tell, you just kind of need a thin layer. Ooh. And so I'm going to kind of put this out like so. And you just want to create kind of a thin area on your paper plate or whatever you're using. I'm going to just squeegee the rest of this off. I guess I can use it again if I need to. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is drop some re-inkers on here. And I also recommend having a rag handy so you can wipe off any excess of whatever. Okay, so I've got a few colors here. I've got Daffodil Delight, Magenta Madness, and Pale Papaya. So we'll see what that looks like. And so I'm just going to squeeze a few drops out. You probably don't even need as many as I've got on here. Maybe 3 of each color. I just did 4 and 6. I think this magenta is going to be pretty bright, so go a little lighter on that. Okay. Oh, there's. All right. So then once you've got that on, and this is roughly a 6x6 surface, then I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and the stylus attachment, which I don't normally have in my Take Your Pick tool, but I put it in just for this. And I'm going to create kind of a background by swirling these colors all over. And I might preface by saying I haven't used this color combination. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Okay, there we go. So then I have this nice swirly mixture, and I'll wipe the excess off of my tool here. And then what I'm going to do is take up some of the shaving cream mixture, and then we're going to put it down on just a piece of white cardstock that I have. Okay, so but we want to put a stencil on top. So I'm just going to go kind of plain Jane, and I'll show you another one I did in just a moment. So I've got just some polka dots, and I'm going to pick up some of that pattern. You can see I scooped it right up, so you can get several out of this. And then I'm going to basically squeegee this onto my cardstock like so. Okay. And I do think that if you have some white spots, try and get a little color on them, because the white spots are a little boring. Okay, so I've squeegeed off everything. I'm going to lift this up, and then there is my background. Okay, so you can do this multiple times. So I'll pull this up, set it off to the side to dry. And I'm going to grab a different stencil this time. And we'll try this again on some more paper. And like I said, this is messy, so it helps if you can just pull away those used pieces. So I'll set another one down. I've got a different pattern. This is from the same stencil pack. In Stampin' Up, we call them decorative masks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get rid of this kind of used shaving cream off my credit card squeegee thing. And then I'm going to pick up another scoop of pattern and brush that on. And you can see you kind of get a different look every single time. No two will ever be the same, that's for sure. Okay, and then squeegee these off like so. And then I'm going to pull the stencil off to reveal this beautiful background. I'm wondering if my stencil was dirty because I'm getting some interesting edges on here, but I don't know. Okay, so there's that one. And then I'm going to do one more just so you can see. To clean these off, you just want to rub them or scrub them under, or rinse them really under water. And they seem to clean up real nice, which is great. Just get rid of this. Like so. So I think the shaving cream is kind of the medium to get this pattern with the color onto your cardstock. Okay, I just cleaned off my credit card one more time. I'm gonna pull in another bit of my pattern and set it down on here. So one final swipe, and then we will make these into some cards. Okay. So I'm just kind of going over this. I suppose if you just did it once, you'd have a little bit different pattern, but I don't know. This is all right for me. Excuse me. I've never done a technique quite like this, so this is kind of fun, but messy. I'm not usually one for the messy techniques. All right, let me pull the mask off. And ooh, so pretty. Okay, so there we go. Now, let me clean this up and we're going to make some cards. Okay, so I did a couple other patterns with this. This color scheme was Pacific Point, Pool Party, and Bermuda Bay. And this was the snowflake, the adorn, I think it's called adorning, stencil or decorative masks. And so this was the pattern I got. So I went ahead and die cut this with my scallop contour dies, yeah, I think that's what they're called. Goodness, my brain is mush right now. Anyway, so I loved the look of that. And you want to make sure this is completely dry. So I did heat set this with my heat tool to help the drying time go a little faster. I've got one that's been drying for about 20 minutes and it's still not quite dry yet. So I suppose it probably depends on what the conditions are as far as humidity is concerned where you're working. Okay, so I'm going to put a Pacific Point card base down. And so I've just got a half a sheet of that. And then I have this is the largest rectangle. So I cut that from Bermuda Bay. And we'll go ahead and add this layer to our card. And then I'm going to add, centered in that, our stenciled panel. And I think we'll pop that layer up because that'll look kind of cool. One thing that I think might also be nice on here are, well, let's see. I'm going to put, so I've got that on there. That looks great. Then I'm going to take a scrap of black cardstock and stamp a sentiment on here. I'm going to use the, I've got my little, embossing buddy I'll put on there. And then I'm going to use the sentiment from Christmas to Remember. I love this stamp set. It's being carried over. So we'll be able to continue to use that, which is great. And I've just inked that up in some Versamark ink. Then I'll stamp this on that piece of black, and then we'll heat it, set it with white powder. Okay. I love heat embossing white powder on black cardstock. I think that's such a cool look. So there, that looks great. All right. Grab my heat tool. And I'll melt that powder. And then we'll finish our card. And then I will also show you some other cards with the stencils that I used in the video. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. And we'll punch the end with my triple banner punch. Or not triple banner, gosh, what am I saying? This is the Banner's Pick-a-Punch. Similar, yet different. Ooh, but that was crooked, so let's try that one more time. There we go. Much better. Okay, so we'll just add the Merry Christmas on here, and we'll pop that up as well. And then add maybe a little embellishment to this to make everything pretty fun. Oh, I just love the look of this, and it smells great too. Okay, that looks great. All right, now I wanted to add just maybe a little something on here to kind of add some pizzazz to it. I wonder if I can sneak this mesh through the middle here. Ooh, will it work? Did I put any? Ah! Well, I think I can get this through. Let's see. Maybe I'll take our bone folder and kind of help it through. There we go. And I just wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to this without it being too crazy, you know? Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm just gonna wrap this around. Now in my card, not on screen, what I would do is hide the overlap under my die cut panels. In this case, what I'll do to finish this card so I can send it is probably just put a layer of Pacific Point over the top of this, just, you know, so it doesn't show and my adhesive won't keep the card stuck together. But there, ooh, I like that. And maybe just a couple of rhinestones to really kind of add that extra little bit of sparkle. I probably don't need a lot just because this card has already got a lot happening on it, but there we go. Oh, I love the look of that. So I'll show you some more cards with this technique. Okay, so I've taken a half sheet of Melon Mambo. I thought that despite the fact that I used my Magenta Madness, I thought this kind of matched the ink that showed up on here a little bit better. So I die cut my stenciled piece with the Tasteful Textile Labels dies and then a piece of polished pink. And I thought these three looked nice, and we're just going to get a little peek of this behind. I'm going to take and I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. This is from a set called Slim Sayings, which is coming up in our upcoming mini catalog that starts in January. And I'm going to stamp that Enjoy on here. I just love the look of that, and we'll take and emboss this once again. So I'll ink that up with my Versamark ink, stamp that down on here. and then we'll heat emboss. Excuse me, with my white. Ooh, and I see I caught the edge of this, so let's clean that up. My take your pick tool is actually really good at getting rid of that kind of thing. So I'm just using the end here with the kind of sticky tack to clean that up a little bit. And we look good. There we go. Well, pretty good. Okay. Excuse me. Gonna heat that up, and then we'll put our card together. All right. Now, I embossed this, by the way, with the checker and dots embossing folders, obviously the dots, and we'll adhere this first right on here like that. And I know we're covering up a lot of this, but oh, I think it looks so fun. We'll pop this layer up. And I think I'll add a little bit of ribbon to this. So I've got some white crinkled seam binding. Now, all of the supplies and colors and everything that I've used today is going to be on my blog. A full list of supplies will be there for you to check out. There's a link in the description of this video. Also, you might be wondering how you can get that Slim Sane stamp set. It goes with it's a new part of a new bundle that is coming up, as I mentioned, in the new mini catalog, which starts next month, and demonstrators can pre-order it this month. So it's a great opportunity to join Stampin' Up!, get a discount on your purchases, and you can even add the pre-order items to your list, which is wonderful because I feel like this is one of those bundles that's probably going to sell out because it's going to be quite popular. It's also a little bit more expensive because the dies are quite substantial. So getting it at a discount is a really great idea in my book. Okay. Now all those details can be found on my blog. As mentioned, again, just click the see more so you can see the description of this video. You can, of course, also shop my online store for all these wonderful products. Again, this stamp set won't be available till next month, but oh, look at how cute that is. Now let me show you a couple more cards that I made with our other patterns. So this one is another sentiment from that same stamp set that I mentioned. That's coming. You are one of a kind. Oops, one of my pieces stuck to my case. And then here's a simple thanks. The thanks is from the set Biggest Wish. So just stamped that in black, stays on over the top. Same with this one. Black stays on right over the top. So I hope you loved all these fun cards. Thank you so much for stamping. If you could give me the thumbs up on my video, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any other awesome videos that I post each week, I would be so grateful. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon, my friends. Don't forget, let me know which card you like best in the comments, or the snowflake card that I made earlier. So thanks again, guys. Bye.